So you mentioned about your surgery early on. So what made you go and do the surgery?
Whew.
Yeah, what made you go and do the surgery?
So throughout my whole life from like secondary school, I've always had big boobs. Like I was very busty. And it just got to the point where even just normal domestic household chores was getting difficult. Like my back would start to lock, sleeping in certain position was difficult.
Yeah.
Like even going to the gym was hard. Like lifting certain things it didn't feel right. Like remember I said now I'm starting to enjoy RDLs. I couldn't do RDLs before because it's like my posture was so off because my boobs were so heavy. And obviously trying to get on the NHS takes forever. They will say you're not eligible because you're BMI this, you're that, this and that, the other. So it's just like, plus it was getting too much, man, especially in this economy. Bras are expensive, you know. Like seeing all these little girls with itty bitty titties going into like, they can go to Marks and Spencer's, Primark and just pick something off the rack. I have to wait 5 to 7 working days for mine.
Oh,
okay?
is it?
I couldn't go into Primark. Doesn't do my size back then. Primark, M&S, none of them do my size. I would have to go online and buy it. So, and then I have to wait 5 to 7 working days. I still pay for delivery on top. Insult.
Being a woman, this is why like I've started this, because being a woman, it's hard because there's so much finger with guys. I just wake up, I push weights, I go home. There's
exactly.
Even like in terms of like gym clothing, like you said before your surgery, there would have been certain clothes you had to go for. Me, I just chuck on a vest, shorts. There's nothing that's affecting you in the gym, so it's definitely a lot harder as a woman to do that. Where did you go to get the surgery? What did you?
I went Turkey.
I went Turkey.
Yeah,
okay.
So I went Turkey. I got a breast reduction, and to be honest, even I'm not gonna lie, I went with my mum. When the doctor came to like check everything, my mom was like, "Oh, she just needs to lose the weight, right?" And then the doctor was like, "Nope, this is all tissue." Like literally, because you know breast is made of tissue and fat.
Yeah.
But mine was heavy. Like, you know, you can see girls with big boobs, but they're not heavy.
Yeah.
They're like quite light.
Yeah.
Mine was heavy. Like even the doctor was shocked. He was like, "What? And you've been going up?" And like he even felt like the back of my neck. And he was like, "Listen, you got like a fat pocket in the back of your neck because your neck is hunched over. So your neck is not even straight." I was like,
You must have felt such a big relief when you got that done. How long did you have to, because there would have definitely been a period where you couldn't train after that.
Yeah.
How long after that could you not train?
So I got the surgery done in February last year. And I think I was back in the gym by like May. So it like breast reduction surgery is one of the surgeries that doesn't take that much time to like, so they would say 8 to 12 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, so no lifting, no heavy lifting, no this, no that. Take 2 weeks off, then you can go back to your normal regular day job, but just light workouts. And then they do say when you do go back to the gym, just do like light workouts and don't lift too heavy until you feel, because like I said, everybody's body is different.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I tend to heal quite quickly.
Okay.
That's a good thing about me. I tend to heal quite quickly. Like if I get a cut today, by tomorrow it's already scabbing over, it's already starting to heal. It's not open. So I tend to heal quite quickly, and going back into the gym felt so much easier.
Yeah.
Yes, like it's like a big weight was lifted off my chest. No,
I'm not saying literally. Hey, that's
literally, pun intended. You know, big chest.
So you would have went like, so you said you're 32. You would have went 30 years. Those 30 years must have been. Obviously, it wouldn't have been 12, 4 years, but majority of your obviously adult life must have been hard, even like just going through like your day to day and stuff like that.
Yeah, like it's with girls. Yeah, I would say girls. Like I said, if you look good, you feel good, and sometimes it's like certain things you can't wear, and you're just like, oh, this bra. If I wear this bra, it's gonna ruin it. And then even like feeling like even walking out of your house and guys are approaching you, you're like, hey, my eyes are here. It's here, not here. Like it's like the more you try to hide it, the more it's like people are noticing. So it's just like you can't hide big breasts. Like it's not, as much as you try, it's very hard, and it's like it's very uncomfortable, to be honest, because it's like it's just there. It's heavy. Bras are digging into your side. You're getting like scars from the straps, burns, everything. It's just very difficult because. Like I said, everybody's different. So if you could carry the weight, I know girls with bigger boobs, they carry the weight very well. Like they can do it, but certain people, just like me, back pains I had physiotherapy years ago. I had to stop it because it wasn't making a difference for me. Like it was like a short term, to relieve the pain, but it's not gonna release everything every time, every day.
Yeah.
Like there's days where washing dishes was hard because I'm hunched over, my back's locked, everything. So it's very, very hard.
Yeah.
And in the gym, like I said, doing legs in the gym with big boobs was not the one.
Yeah, I was about to say that must have been hard in itself as well. In terms of another woman looking to potentially go through the same surgery, is there someone you recommend to go, and what was the costing like for all of that?
Well, personally, I wouldn't recommend anybody to go. I'll say the first thing to do is, like I said, before I went to Turkey, I was already consulting with my GP.
100%. Okay.
I consulted with my GP. She was like, yeah, like you do need this. Like you're not even a big person. Like you really do need this. It's too much. So I would say try do the NHS, because I was back and forth with the NHS for like 5 years. Before, it's a long.
That is 5 years.
Yes, a long process. Like 4 or 5 years, I was back and forth with them. They were saying, "Oh, they don't accept you because your BMI is this. Try get it down to this." So that's why I was like always in the gym that time, trying to get my BMI down.
But then what they're not understanding is, because you've got PCOS and you've got the other, it's making it even harder. For Oh wow.
So it's like it was just like a lot of stuff. So I would say consult your GP first, and if you're eligible, they can put you on the NHS and you can do it through NHS. That's like less pennies, coins, especially in this economy right now.
Yeah.
Get as free as much as possible, because, but I would say, like I said, I went to Turkey. Turkey is way cheaper. So like the pricing was making sense. But I would say like do your research, because a lot of people would go to one doctor, recommend that doctor, and then it doesn't work well for that other person. So I could go to the same doctor as my friend, but I can have a bad experience and she can be totally fine. So I would definitely say do your research, check out different clinics, check out the reviews, check out the doctor's MD. Is it MD? Like their medical stuff.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Go on to LinkedIn. I went on to LinkedIn, tried to find them to see, because there's certain doctors that are foreign doctors, you won't even see them on LinkedIn. Like I went on LinkedIn to find them, Instagram, Snapchat, TikToks. I just, even like having their own site. So I'll go online, check them, research them. Like I researched for like a year before I even went.
Okay, got you.
So I did my big research for like a year, and then I would say it's good to have someone to go with you. Like if you can't handle pain well, have someone by your side, because that first week when you come out of surgery is going to be very, very hard for you, or the first 2 weeks. So luckily my mom's a nurse. So I took my mom with me. I was like, we're going on this flight and you're coming with me. So, and everybody knows me. I'm the type of, I'm quick to anger. So I can get annoyed and irritated quickly when they tell you this and that, the other after surgery, especially being in pain. But my mom was the one that was giving it to them. She was firing them like, this is not healthy. This is not this. This is medical. This is this. This is not hygienic. Why are you putting this there?
Oh, wow.
She was on their case, like literally. So she wasn't too happy with certain things that happen about the aftercare, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't all that bad. So it's like having someone by your side to help you just move about, mobility. And you can't lift your arms. You cannot lift it up, because you're going to have like the incisions will like probably tear open. So you have to be careful, like no lifting above your head. They will tell you all of that.
Yeah.
And having the scars and stuff, they would give you obviously stuff to use for aftercare to get like the scarring and all that stuff. But I would say research is key. You don't want to just rush into it, because like I said, it took me like a year or a bit over a year to find the doctor that I wanted to use. So
what was that process like? So how long was you in Turkey? Was it like a course over a few days? What did the actual whole process look like?
So the process was, obviously you get in contact with whoever you want to get in contact. Most of these doctors are with like a clinic or a company, and then they will have like their coordinators go back and forth with you. They'll ask for like your medical history. And I would say, please guys, if you're going to go and do your surgery, be 100% honest. Be 100% honest, because if you're not honest with your doctor and something goes wrong, the doctor's easily to be blamed. Like sometimes you hear all these stories like this person died and all that stuff. Like I get it. Maybe it may be that the doctor was not using his due diligence, but I would say be honest with your medical history. Like just be honest 100%, because they will ask you if you smoke, if you do this, if you take certain drugs and all that stuff. Like be 100% honest. Be honest with your height, your weight. Just be transparent, because because I know a lot of girls will tend to lie or cover up the truth because they may not be accepted to get the surgery done. And I get that, but it's best to be honest than going for the surgery and then something going wrong.
Okay, so my question on that, what kind of things would stop you for them accepting you? Do you know that, or
I don't exactly know what they will stop them, like especially abroad. Maybe in England, I don't know.
Okay.
But abroad, I don't know what they will because okay, for example, if you smoke, you tell them you smoke, they will tell you, okay, what do you smoke? Cigarettes, marijuana, whatever. Be honest with that. But then they would tell you, okay, since you smoke, it's not going to stop you from having the surgery, but they will tell you, okay, 3 months before your surgery, cut it out. Or they will say, if you drink a lot, cut that out. Like, it's just not to say that you can't do it. It's just that you have to stop prior to the surgery. So, you know, things come out your system or stuff like that. So it's not to say like, and I think they will ask all that stuff so they know what equipment to have on deck. They say, okay, this person used to smoke. Let's have this certain medication or this, whatever happens if they're, because they would check your hemoglobin. Hemoglobin will drop in surgery because you're losing a lot of blood during surgery. And then that's when they will say, okay, you need a blood transfusion, you need this, you need that. And my hemoglobin dropped very much. So I had to have like 2 bags of blood transfusions. Jeez. Yeah, so, because you tend to lose a lot of blood during surgery.
Yeah, actually. And obviously they're asking us questions for a reason. It's not for banter. So like you said, just be honest.
They're not in your business. They just want you to be safe. And obviously it's understandable because they want to make sure they're good and make sure you're good. Because what's the point? Like a lot of doctors can just lie to you and be like, okay, yeah, I'll take your money. But I feel like they're just being extra careful, especially 100%. With all these stories that girls have done BBL, died, done this, gone to do gastric sleeve and died and all that stuff. So it's like, being honest is very, very key. I'm going to say that because then they know where to go from there and the advice to give you because they are doctors as well. Even though they're surgeons, they are doctors as well. So they know.
What's your opinions on BBLs?
If you want it, get it. Do you, boo?
Yeah.
If you feel like, I feel like a lot of guys will be like, oh, she only got a BBL done because she's insecure. Everybody has insecurities.
Do you know on that point? Do you know I'll never judge anyone naturally, but you see this hairline. once I start seeing the M, you know, in the corners. The McDonald's sign. Listen, I might even get a one-way flight to Turkey just so it's patterned before I even get my return. So I actually might for real though. Remember, I've got
like just bring the forehead a little bit forward, you know.
Once I start seeing the corners, I'm already driving up, seeing small.
Yeah, going upwards.
So wait.
Listen, I will say like if you want to get a BBL done, do it, but 100%. do it for you. Do it for don't do it because you want attention or whatever. You want guys to notice you more because that's just not the way of doing it. Do it because you want whatever you want to wear is gonna look good. Like. Your belly and your nyash is not doing competition, you know? So, you know, one has to be bigger than the other, you get me? So it's like, if you want to get it done, I'm not going to say no, but I would say do your, research is key. Research is key. Medical history has to be shared with transparency. Like, you have to let them know everything, like the medication you've taken, what your prior medical history is like, if you've had any complications before, any surgeries before, like just be honest. Like even if it's like the littlest thing, like things that you don't think, oh, it's not that important, let them know and they will tell you, oh, okay, no, that's fine, let's move on, it's not that important. But just to let them know everything, like do your research and medical history.
Cool, that's 2 points. Make sure you guys go and do if you are thinking of anything like that. I'm always going to ask this question on the pod as well. And I feel like it's a great question because you've touched on like a lot about lifting weights and you've been seeing a lot on my social media now. I'm pushing a lot of that woman, like how important it is to lift weights. And that's like my main message at the moment. And it's good having you on because that's a message that you've spoken about numerous amount of times. So what piece of advice would you give a woman maybe hesitant on starting their fitness journey, scared to lift weights, doesn't know where to start? What advice would you give?
Leave the social media alone. Don't look at the girls doing what they're doing on social media. Like if you're looking at it, look at it for ideas of what exercise to do in the gym and try to perfect that craft and that technique of doing it. But I would say lifting weights, I was one of them thinking I can't lift weights because I'm going to get bulky, I'm going to get hench, I'm going to get this. But we don't have what the men have. You can't grow like that unless you're taking steroids unless you want to be doing bodybuilding, but you can't grow like that. You cannot grow that masculinity, okay? Because you are a female, okay? We don't have what they have. Is it testosterone?
Yeah,
we don't have it like that, okay? But when you have PCOS, it's a bit elevated. The testosterone is a bit elevated more than normal girls that don't have it. I would say that.
Cool.
But we can never be on the level of the men to get that muscly unless, like I said, you're taking something or you're trying to build, like you're going to be in a bodybuilding type of profession. But I would say lifting weights, it's fun. Like just try. I feel like just try it. Try it once. And if it's not for you, then it's not for you. But I would say block everything out. Block all what you hear and say, oh, you're going to get hench. You're going to get, block all that out, because growing muscle is hard. It's hard on its own because muscle will swell and then it will deflate. So it's not going to stay the same. You may look swell. That's why the guys, when I say, oh, you got that swell, you got that swollenness because you just left the gym. But after a couple of hours, it's gone. It's flat.
You see, I'm going to give away a gem, yeah, what I do. You see, before a night out, I might be on holiday more time, I just reps, volume, bah, bah, bah. So when you're wearing that t-shirt, it's stuck, it's tight, like glue,
it's tight, it's not moving.
You couldn't even count how much exercise I've done. Just right.
You just be checking all the veins.
literally. So I feel like the answer was literally perfect. And it's so funny because kind of what you said was the kind of same answer that Rachel gave on episode 1. And you've never seen the episode because we literally just dropped it before this. So
I'm going to watch it tonight.
Said, make sure you watch it tonight. You guys pretty much gave the same answer, to be fair. I'm going to wrap it up on one question as well, and I'm going to always finish on this question. If you could give your 18-year-old self, so 18-year-old Deborah, like some piece of advice, what advice would you give yourself if you go back 14 years? Yeah.
What, just like in general life?
Yeah, to be fair, not even like fitness. It could be like a component of fitness as well, but just like in terms of like any kind of general advice that you give 18-year-old self, it could literally be anything.
Ooh, okay. I would say advice I would give my 18-year-old self would be patience. Have patience. Don't rush. And stop following friends, because certain friends will lead you down the bad road. I'm not going to lie. Certain friends will lead, like they can be there for you, but they're not good for you. So I would say like patience is key. Like I would tell myself, like, be patient. Don't rush in life, because a lot back then, my generation back then, all of us was like very rushing to grow up very quick. We didn't get to enjoy childhood like that. Even though we all had a childhood, like children these days, when I look at them, they don't have a childhood. It's all computers and stuff. Like we had childhood, but I would say like, don't be in a rush to be an adult. Enjoy life. Be patient. Patience is key, because patience will take you far. I'm not gonna lie, because when you're quick to anger and all that stuff and you get agitated, it's not a good look. It's not a good thing. Like whether it's in friendship, relationships, family issues, even gymming, like be patient, because I was not patient with gym, and that's what made me like fall off the bandwagon. I'm like, you know what, I give up. I'm not seeing no results. I'm not seeing nothing. But obviously going back, even when I had Emron as a PT for that whole month. I physically, I didn't see anything different. But when we weighed ourselves again, it's like, okay, body fat percentage dropped. Gone down. And I built 7 kg of muscle in like a month. I was like, I'm a hench dude. I'm a hench babe. Muscle mommy. Yeah.
Having a coach is so important for many different things. Obviously, you're learning. Accountability is the main thing. You can't say you're not going to go, because like for me as a coach, if I've set you a plan, and you said you can do this, we're going to do this, we're going to get it done, because that's your goals. So having a coach, I feel like is so important. But that's a good message that you gave. So patience, and I guess kind of a lot of what you've spoken about is consistency. Yes. And just kind of keep going. Yeah, just
keep pushing, keep going. Pushing. Even if you don't see a result or you don't see nothing, like just being able to go to the gym and releasing all that stress for the week you've had or that day, and going to the gym, after I leave the gym, I feel better. Yeah, I'm tired. My muscles are hurting, but I feel better. Like, I feel like, okay, I'm relaxed. It's just, I don't know. Training is a different thing. Like, everyone has a different outlet. I think for me, gymming and obviously going out with my friends is an outlet for me. Yeah. So, yeah, consistency and patience. Just be patient. Not everybody is the same.
It's no everyday rush. Sometimes take time.
You know? Yeah. Don't be rushing life.
I love that. So I think that's a great way to kind of end. Do you have anything else you want to add on?
No, just Thanks for having me, though.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
Honestly, it was like...
I was a bit scared, you know.
I told you, forget the cameras are there, literally, like, just like us having a convo, and I feel like we definitely covered a lot. I feel like even with this one, I might even chop it up into 2 to put on, because I feel like we touched on... Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I feel like we touched on a lot of important points.
Yeah,
today,
there's a bit, which is all right.
So, it was great having you on. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. It was fun.
So that's episode 2 wrapped up. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Got many more guests to come on the show. If you do need any further advice with coaching, fitness in general, give me a shout. All my links will be in the description below, and they'll also be somewhere on the screen. But yeah, that's a wrap. Until next time, guys.
Woo. Yay! It was fun.
Love that.